I think there's a lot of movements in our sport and in our field that are like expression based movements, and we don't do enough that are more deflection and self organization based movements, and that for me is my version of locomotive plyometrics. It is getting as good as you possibly can to organize your body in space, handle speed and velocity. And to be honest with you, I'm at a point where I don't really care like what is termed per se a plyometric, as long as there is a landing and a takeoff based movement to it. I'm kind of like, whatever. I feel like there's a lot of development to be had in deeper landings, in faster landings, and in changes of direction or whatever. So I think we fall in love with expressions of movement, and I find that expressions of movement, so things like a box jump, I think they become more test like than they actually become adaptationally focused. Like, I'm not, if we're to especially someone that's already, a reasonable athlete, if you're giving them like box jumps or counter movement jumps, how much are you shifting things?
It's a body weight clean and jerk.
Exactly right. It very much is that. So it's about, so that side of it is kind of sits over there, and it's expression of movement. And like, I'm not saying that I don't do it, but it's a very small part of the puzzle. And for me, it's more about interacting with the ground at velocity and understanding how to organize your body well enough, whether that is, so like a lot of people might have the soft tissue in their lower legs to deal with fast speed landings, but they might have the upper, like the torso control and postural capacity that is, 20% lower than that. So there's a lot to be said in organizing your body in space and being able to deflect off the ground and continue locomoting, because you see it straight away that you have athletes that look more expression based. It's all push, push, push constantly. And as soon as they get themselves in a certain hole, or they have to deflect off the ground at a really fast velocity, they melt. They lose everything with regards to how good they are at expressing force. And sport really isn't about always expressing force. It's the flip opposite. It's actually dealing with forces and being able to redirect it. So that's kind of how I shift a lot of people's thinking with regards to plyometrics. And I think that actually you'd be better off spending time doing Olympic lifts. You'd be better off spending time even doing weighted jumps. Like, fuck, just do something that is.
Wow, that was the diss.
I mean, I do you know what? I found myself.
No, I know it's okay. It's just the
recently.
Way it's funny.
But like it serves so much more purpose, and actually we'll tend to go to, like, I've got a bobslayer at the moment, and we use weighted jumps as a method to push him into being able to express his center of mass better. And then we return to like a box jump, or we return to like a counter movement jump, and he's like, holy shit, I can really express my body now.
If you want to learn more about the general physical preparation training philosophy, we put together an extremely practical course covering all the different aspects of physical preparation, as well as a unit on programming, so you know how to tie it all together and produce the same world-class results that we get with our athletes. We've got pre-recorded lectures, a community page where you can ask questions and interact with the other GPP coaches, as well as monthly calls where you can ask questions live or just catch up and hang out with us. Check out the link in the show notes for more info.